Hello, it's Mark here from Yokel Bear Reads, and I'm making a bit of an announcement about what I plan to do with this channel between now and Christmas. No, it's not Vlogmas. I'm not doing Vlogmas. People are doing Vlogmas, and that's great. You know, people are vlogging their preparations for Christmas and what they're reading. I'm not going to be doing that though. Other people are doing the Harry Potter reread. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. Instead, I'm going to play my small part in resurrecting one of our most ancient storytelling traditions. A tradition that's based around this time of year. One that used to be very popular but has waned over time, but in the last few years has really started to pick up again. And that's the idea of ghost stories for Christmas. And ghost stories for Christmas are a peculiarly British thing, though it was in the early 1800s, it was an American thing as well. The author Washington Irving, who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is actually probably more associated with Halloween these days. In 1820, he wrote about the tradition of telling ghost stories in the run-up to Christmas in America, but it seemed to have waned after that. But in Britain, it really took off, and it took off because of one person, really. In fact, the person who kind of invented modern Christmas anyway, which was, of course, Dickens, because he wrote ghost stories, and this was the time of year that he would kind of set them, and also as well A Christmas Carol, which can be looked at two ways. It can either be a brilliantly comic redemption story that's poignant, or it's a ghost story. And I've always maintained that at its heart, A Christmas Carol is a ghost story. And so with Dickens, the popularity of ghost stories in Britain just went on the rise and led to some of the most brilliant pieces of supernatural writing. That's what I'm going to be doing, is introducing you to some of these stories. Now, but why this time of year? Well, some people theorise it's to do with the early church belief that souls in purgatory were calmed by the birth of Christ on Christmas Day, or, you know, where they believed when it was celebrated. But this means, conversely, that the souls will be at their most restless in the period running up to Christmas Day. So late November, early December, we had a time for restless spirits, a time for ghosts, a time for the other world breaking through. Some people have also theorised that the popularity of ghost stories at Christmas came about because of the invention of gaslighting. And by gaslighting, I mean, you know, lighting that's made of gas, not the other bad kind. And what it meant was that people could actually read during the evenings. There wasn't total darkness or just reading by candlelight. And also as well, because these were stronger lights and illuminated more in the house, it made the house feel safer. So, you know, and what could give you more of a safe frisson of fear when you're tucked away inside a nicely lit house on a winter's night and you're safe inside and it's light and you can see and there's no candlelight casting strange shadows. And, you know, ghost stories are absolutely perfect for winter nights when you're tucked up away inside. Now, in 1921, Eve magazine, which was a magazine at the time, actually published something that I think really sums up what this time of year is in terms of ghost stories, when they said, ghosts prosper at Christmas. They like the long evenings when the fire is low and the house hushed for the night. After you have sat up late reading or talking about them, they love to hear your heart beating and hammering as you steal upstairs to bed in the dark. I've never seen a better description of why ghost stories are so brilliant at Christmas. So this is what we're going to be doing between now and Christmas. I'm going to be posting 12 ghost stories for Christmas. 12 stories that I think need reading, that I think, are some of the best examples of this genre of writing. There'll be some novels in amongst that I'll be recommended, but mainly these will be short stories because the short story form really suits ghost stories. Short bursts of kind of fear and anxiety driven supernatural fear. Yeah, that's the only way to describe it. And so the short story really suits this. And oh, the places we will go to in these stories: English country houses wreathed in mist, desolate beaches. Is that something coming towards us on the beach? A ship with an unexpected stowaway, and a train station where not everything is as it seems. But be warned, these ghosts aren't for the faint-hearted. Here, there is no Casper the Friendly Ghost. There is no lovable charm of Oscar Wilde's The Canterville Ghosts. These ghosts are malevolent. They wish us harm. They're things that really shouldn't be. And in the first of our 12 ghost stories, I will be introducing to a story about a very strange whistle and a man's hubris and something that's coming for him. Who is this that is coming? Until then, take care of yourselves. And that scratching and knocking on the window, I'm sure it's just a tree branch. And that cold breath on the back of your neck, it's probably just a draft. So until next time, sleep well.